You are on your home search app on your phone. You're pumped up about finding a really nice home. And that home comes up with really nice, eye-catching photos. And based on these photos, this is going to be your home. This is the home you've been dreaming about. Well, how do you know if that home is actually going to be a money pit or if you'll regret buying that home for the rest of your life? Diane Cardano-Casacio, team leader for the Cardano team, and keeping it real. I'm going to show you how to determine if your dream home is one you should absolutely avoid to buying, especially right now in this fall market. So like and subscribe for more insightful videos like this. This is information you won't hear most realtors telling you. So if you want to get a good deal on a home, you need to know what's happening in the real estate market right now. Stuff that the mainstream media isn't saying. So many more houses have been coming on the market in August and September than they have in the past years during these months. This is the kind of surge we normally see in the spring and the summer market. So where were all those home sellers this past year? Why were they waiting? Well, 10 of the 10 homes I just listed in the last 2 months, all home sellers said they were going to wait until spring of 2024 market. But what happened? They saw my video explaining a surge of these homes coming on the market, and there will be more competition next spring. And they're also hearing the great prices we're getting for our home sellers right now. Now, at the same time, they are hearing the mainstream media saying that the market's going to crash. So they are going on the market right now for high hopes, so that, to catch the end of this wave, and they're expecting you, the home buyers, to pay them a great price for their home. They're going to hold out for the best deal. It's going to be tough to compete against a buyer, especially, for example, who has been looking for a home for 2 years. They finally find this is the one, they overlook some things, and they pay whatever they have to pay to get into this home. That's what's happening right now in the fall market. Do you really want to compete with this kind of market? Is that something you want to do? People buying right now need to get into a home. They're paying exorbitant amounts of money on rent, or they're living with family and need to get out. They may pay more because it satisfies their need for this home, and the home is most likely their forever home, so that's kind of okay. But is it okay for you? Are you looking for the best deal, aren't you? Or just to buy a house? So the fall market may not be a great time for you to buy. Interest rates are expected to come down next spring, and there should be more homes coming on the market. The mortgage payment will be lower, and you'll have more homes to choose from. However, in any real estate market, any time of the year, there are homes you want to avoid to buy. So I'm going to go over those right now. First thing, you want to avoid seeing new listings. Yes, that's what I said. If you're just getting into this game, the home buying game, or you've been for a while, you need to avoid the brand new listings. It's like shiny objects. So you're on these apps and you see these new listings and you start trashing homes that have bad photos. And you only start looking at the homes with nice photos. Now, nice photos, all that really means is the realtor was a great marketer and they paid more money for nicer photos. That's it. It doesn't mean the house is worth more or that it's more valuable. Don't let nice, beautiful photos affect your judgment. Also, when you see that the days on the market, or DOM, is less than 10 days, the seller's negotiability is very low. They're going to wait for that great offer, but then after 10 days and no offer in this market, I would keep an eye on the listing. And when it goes to 30 days, you may see a price reduction. That's kind of the time to get the better deal. There could be some reasons why the home, though, didn't sell in that 30, 60, 90 days, whatever. Possibly the seller was not allowing showings all the time. And that's something your realtor can call a listing agent and find out, or you can call the listing agent to see what's happening and see if you can get a great deal on that house. Now, buying under market value, it protects you from market shifts or when it's time to refinance, or you'll be in a much better buying position, right? So avoid the shiny object. Try the 10-day rule. If you're going to be looking and to getting a good deal, and if you have to go look at a new listing, realize you will not have leverage. You're probably going to have to offer list price or a little more to get it, but that's just the name of the game. However, an exception to looking at new listings would be if a new listing has really bad photos. You should go check that one out, because for some reason the seller hired a realtor, maybe without any marketing expertise, or it's a brand new agent, and this is their first listing, or maybe they took photos with their iPhone 5. I have buyer clients who got really good deals just by looking at ugly, ugly photo houses, as other buyers are not going to look at them. You'll be the first in line. Next, I'm going to tell you to avoid homes on the market for a long time that have not changed their price other than maybe $5,000 here or there. The seller's not motivated. Maybe they can't sell at a lower number because they don't have the equity they need to move to their next destination. Then, if you end up purchasing this overpriced home without any comparable sales to substantiate the price, the appraisal may come in low. The seller's not going to budge. You're out of money, out of pocket for the appraisal fee, maybe a home inspection fee that you've paid already, and then you have to start all over. So keep an eye out for the price reductions and jump on them, as once it gets to market price, then it's going to sell quickly. So make sure you monitor that. Now, most buyers do not watch this, the price reductions, and they're late to the party. I just had a listing that was $600,000. It was too high. She asked me, well, how can I get it sold? I said $499.9. You go to $499.9, and in 3 days, I get $525. Next thing, you want to avoid investor flips and cheaply remodeled homes. They look pretty online, but you don't know exactly what it looked like beforehand, or what it really needed, or what the investor or the home seller chose not to address. That's hidden. Now, if this home was the first home an investor has flipped, 9 times out of 10, they overspend on the remodeling. They were told they could get this really great price, and they expect you to pay for their mistake. So every time I see a flipped home, I warn my clients. I have heard so many nightmares, and I've seen my clients get lost in these nightmares. The same issue with a home seller who lives in the house who had cheaply remodeled their own home. You can't see cheap until you actually walk through the house. They just barely do enough, or they did the work themselves, and they're not a contractor. Or maybe they had retired Uncle John help them. You'll see the kitchen look really nice and shiny, but the countertops are cheap, and they'll get maybe the very basic cabinets and they whitewash them, or they just paint the cabinets white. They put some new hardwood on them. So it'll look nice in the photos, and these are these pretty photos that get you and other buyers into this house. Most of the time, they're after the quick buck. They're going to do the cheapest amount possible just to basically pull the rug on you. You will, get yourself into like a money trap. You move in, and major items of the home will need to be repaired and replaced sooner than later, and something you really didn't budget for or have the money to do. So watch out for those. And lastly, watch out for the over-remodeled homes. A home that you saw the seller spent a ton of money and wants a return on their investment and wants you to pay for it. They normally price the home too high, and it normally is the most expensive home in the neighborhood. You'll see in the remarks or the documents this whole list of all the upgrades and how much they paid. Oh, $40,000 for this and $20,000 for that. Well, so what? That doesn't mean the buyer should pay dollar for dollar. But buyers do, some do. Most buyers fall in love with these upgrades to only find out they've overpaid for their home. So if your goal is to get the house as cheap as possible to put you in a better position in the future, it just doesn't make sense to overpay for an overly remodeled home or a bad flip. So that's it for now. Let's see how this fall market plays out. I'm really anxious to see, and I'm just really looking forward to this fall market. So you can use this homes to avoid advice in any market. So best of luck out there finding your affordable house. If you happen to have any other tips or anything for any other people, please leave a comment below. I'm sure it'll help people out there make some good decisions. Make sure to like this video and subscribe. That way it gets promoted. And make a comment on what's real for you in your home buying journey. How's house affordability where you live? Diane Cardano, see you now in the next one.